Bashers, Speedy Tuesday. It is I, your host, Dirk. It's your show. I just host it. Great to see everybody on the first day of the Dirk Weekdays telecast, broadcast, show, etc., etc. How are you all? I hope you all had a great weekend. I saw some of you. I was actually a great Sunday Mass, one of the best attended services we've had so far. So even though it didn't do all that well on the particular poll, as you know, I'm doing polling now, because you guys come up with some great ideas, and it's your show. I just hosted. So, I take all of your suggestions very seriously on where you'd like me to go on a bash about, a new segment on the show, something that you might find fun and more interactive. I put another poll up this morning. Let's take a peeky poo at that. And that is all about today's show. A couple things, Speedmastery on a speedy kind of day, because it is Tuesday. So what I put up here today was the brand new poll, and that is, should Omega return as the official watch of 007? Overwhelmingly, you guys picked yes. You would all like to see Omega return. Now, as you all probably know, anyone who's as big a Bond aficionado as I am, and I am obsessed with James Bond, as are so many people, it's the end of the Daniel Craig era. It is the time when the two people that are responsible, the descendants of Cubby Broccoli, the heirs to the throne, which is Barbara Broccoli and her brother Michael G. Wilson, they are in charge of everything, and they negotiate new deals, new distributions, a new actor, and new product placement. As you remember in Quantum of Solace, I think one of my favorites, even though it's much maligned, I think it's a great film. They started making James Bond drink Heineken. It's a way to make a picture a little less dangerous financially. They kick in some cash, et cetera, et cetera. People do it all the time. You just don't notice it half the time. But if you see a brand, blatant brand in a show, it's usually because they paid for it to be there. Now, Omega does pay to be there. Omega is not the original timepiece of 007. In the books, Ian Fleming specifically said that James Bond wore a Rolex. And he did in the first couple of films, and then they started to switch around. I guess whoever came up with the most amount of money. But here it is. You say 75% say yes, 9% say no, and actually 15% say I'd prefer another brand. What are those brands that you think might be interesting? They've done a couple of other crazy brands in the past. Pulsar, Hamilton, Hoyer. What am I forgetting here? Probably a bunch, but yeah, they did some very strange. Seiko was in there. Some interesting brands. Now, I guess what's going to happen now is that Omega is going to renegotiate their deal. The Craig era is over, so it'll probably be cheaper because Daniel Craig was such a box office draw, such a hit as James Bond, that probably they'll be looking to maybe see what happens with the new James Bond casting. Is it still worthwhile for a company like Omega or Swatch Group, which owns Omega, to pay top dollar as they probably had ever since Casino Royale? There was chitter chatter that they weren't going to return when Daniel Craig took over, because, as you all know, the first time we ever saw Omega on James Bond was Pierce Brosnan, and that is the Quartz edition of the Seamaster back in GoldenEye, the very first time we ever saw Omega on James Bond. So they don't have a history that's that long ago, and they certainly aren't the first, and they certainly aren't canon. So, as big as a fan of Omega as I am, my big question is, how come he never wore a Speedmaster? Always some iteration of the waterproof watches. Now, you don't see a whole hell of a lot of underwater spear fighting and underwater layers. That was very famous and popular in the 1960s. Sean Connery always seemed to have a reason to take his shirt off and get under the ocean and spear something, or get together with some gorgeous gal in a bikini, like in Dr. No and Ursula Andress and the beautiful Bond girls of yesteryear. Things. James Bond doesn't smoke. He still drinks. He's not as much of a Lothario as he used to be, because times are different. The Victorian era is upon us. James Bond is supposed to drink, smoke, and bang a lot of girls. That's what he's supposed to do. And now all of a sudden he's being more PC. And the casting is reflective of that. Not to be controversial, but everybody's saying, don't we need a black James Bond or a female James Bond or a transgender James Bond or whatever? Now, James Bond is a fictional character, so technically he could be whatever anybody wants him to be. However, Ian Fleming described him in the books. So he is to be a certain kind of guy. He's originally Scottish. He is originally from some form of secret service that we don't know. Did he have military? It's a little bit vague in the books, Casino Royale being the very first. As you all know, I have a big problem with Skyfall because I felt that kind of turned him into Batman and made it kind of a stupid James Bond, kind of Home Alone, Apocalypse Now. His backstory seemed a little bit more akin to that of Batman. So I wasn't a big fan of that. Even though it's the highest grossing James Bond film of all time, it is my least favorite. Also, they killed Judi Dench in it, and that sucked because she was my favorite M by far. She's just added so much. I think that the mother-son dynamic that those two had, not in the Pierce Brosnan era. I couldn't have cared less. I just think he was a flimsy. I love Pierce Brosnan. Love him. Never liked him as James Bond. Too fey, too live. Just sure he was tall. Sure he was brooding. Sure he had a hairy chest. Masculine, somehow not. Little persnickety. Not as persnickety as Roger Moore, who kind of turned James Bond into a parody. Never a fan of I don't like any of the, maybe Live and Let Die, perhaps. The rest of them, I think, are all just nonsense. Very stupid madcapery and goofy gadgets and goofy quips. People who love the quips. The quips were cute back in the 60s when they had innuendo, when they were kind of dirty, when they were, a little scandalous. It just got campy. And campy is never good in James Bond. We have that. We have Austin Powers. No one needs James Bond. James Bond should be a killing machine, a blunt instrument, as Daniel Craig personified him. But Daniel Craig was swimming upstream against this whole new wave of political correctness and what you can't do in films. And I always tell people that my guilty pleasure is a show called Entourage, and it's a really stupid show. I know it's a stupid show. It's actually very funny. But a show like that could never be written now because of what these guys do. They use ridiculous profanity. It's racist. It's sexist. It's all kinds of homophobic. What the character Ari Gold does to his assistant Lloyd, who's gay and Chinese. It's just horrific what he does to him. But it's all in the name of comedy, and it's funny, and everybody needs to get over their shit. James Bond. Apparently, a couple of years ago, Quentin Tarantino had approached Barbara Broccoli and Michael Wilson and said, I'd like to direct a James Bond film. He said, but what I'd like to do not a young origin story, but an early James Bond story. And he wanted to take like the property of a lady or James Bond in New York, and he wanted to film it in 1964. He wanted it to be set in the 60s, all the sets, the style, all of that stuff. And I think it would have been a great movie. And they just said no. They weren't interested. So who knows? Anyway, let's see who's in the room. Starting with Andrew Wolkowicz, Canadian 5 balloons. I'm working till 5:30, but I'll watch the recording. Upvote everyone and subscribe. Be someone's blessing today. Be somebody's blessing today. Listen, it does not hurt to say nice things to nice people. It doesn't hurt to say nice things to shitty people either. I've done it. It leaves a bad taste in my mouth sometimes, but I still do it. I gotta trim this down. This is fly away crap. Thank you so much, Andrew Wilkowicz. Let's start you out with the super chat gong as always. Our biggest and brightest. Thank you, baby. Dave Fahrenheit 451 upvoted. Thank you so much. Guys, please consider subscribing to the channel. We've had pretty nice week of subscriptions. I'm watching the numbers now that I can. Things are doing well. Doesn't look like there's any kind of weirdness going on. Everything seems to be working well. So if check to make sure that you are subscribed, because now that we have kind of brought iBashers into its own specific entity, it's not part of anybody else's channel, it's not part of anything, it's just a standalone channel now. It's iBashers, it's you, it's me. It's still partners with the big guy. It's just we do it on Fridays. It's just no longer under the umbrella of the Timeless Watch channel, and we thought that perhaps that was causing issues with stuff. His channel is huge, this channel is small, but it falls under there. Watch Fashion Police is another channel that falls under the umbrella. So if you can check to see if you are subscribed, and if you aren't, please resubscribe, and hopefully it'll stick forever. But a lot of people are experiencing that, so please upvote and subscribe if you can. One of these days I'll figure out how to put the little blurbs in the bottom and all that stuff. Another thing is, is anyone an expert on Gmail? Only I'm asking you is because I went into my Gmail today, and every single time I do, it's where the Gallery of Bastards is, where all of your beautiful pictures, the sublime, the obscure, all that stuff are. It always shows me which mail has attachments, because it shows the mail. It'll say Becky Brown, Melly C, Phil, James Culver. It'll have everybody's name. And then underneath it, it'll show that it's got a couple of pictures. And then I'll check that because I know it's for the gallery. Today, I opened up the Gmail and I looked around that's why I was 2 minutes late. I was looking around going, what the? Now it's just emails. It doesn't show that it has attachments or anything. I know I could figure it out. It's just weird. Anyway, that's why it took a couple of minutes. Thank you so much. Hiteshi is here. Upvote number 3. Hey, so close. Well, he already got the top spot. He's already been number 1. He knows what that feels like now. He's got some cool pictures. You guys sent some really great pictures in for the Gallery of Bastards today. I'm very excited about that. Ken Furby's here. Oh, beaten to the draw by the famous number 3. Well done, chaps. The famous 3. Look who it is. It's Andrew. It's Dave. It's Sitesh. Ken, you're in there. You were number 1. You know what it's like, right? You know everything about it, don't you? You do. Let me check that. Let me see. I'll tell you who's been number 1 so far, because I have a whole list, because I have to sing a song for them, right? Andrew, Carolyn, Dave Fitzsimons, Dave, Fahrenheit 451, Dean, Franco Fiore, Gary and Susan, Glenn Parker, Hitesh, Ken, and RP1960. Dear RP1960, dear RP1960, please send an email to me right away. I owe you a song. I've recorded it. I just don't have your email. Please send your email to basherdirk@gmail.com. That's basherdirk@gmail.com. And I'll be happy to send that to you. I recorded it. It's ready to go. You are Basher of the Day. You deserve that. That's what you get when you're in there. Please send it right away, and I'll get it to you right away. Ken Furby says, hello, Dirk and everyone. I've put in a photo of my dad's Omega watch in the gallery. He died 20 years ago yesterday. Our sincerest condolences. Grief lasts forever. We understand. It hits you at the drop of a hat. We talked about that the other day on the show. My dad's God. My dad's God in 2 years. My mom, 1.5 years. I still will never understand that. There are a few lines about him and the watch. If it's too long, Dirk, I understand. Absolutely not. I saw it. I'm going to read it. Why shouldn't I? The story and the picture are the same to me. Very important. Dean's here. James Bond would have trouble these days buying some of the Omega models that are well overpriced. Well, sure. But he does have a license to kill. Upvoted at 3.5. The prices. Now, Hitesh has some crazy watch for you guys in the gallery. And for all of you Tudor experts out there, and I know among you there are many. I am not a Tudor expert, but back in the day when they were selling Tudors in the 50s, they were selling them as Rolex Tudor, blah, blah, Prince, Precision, blah, blah, blah. Well, he's got a watch that is absolutely gorgeous, and he asked me if I could find out some information on it. So I did a deep dive on it. Not being the Tudor expert that I am, I went on a deep dive and found out that Tudor, there's a seaplane going past me. That's what that is when you hear that big noise. They have a serial number in between the 4 and the 8 on the side beneath the 6 on the side of the case. We couldn't find it. It's got an aftermarket Spidell bracelet, the stretchy kind from back in the day. He's curious about the dial, maybe it not being original, but I'll show it to you guys. And any of you Tudor experts, please chime in and help out our dear Basher friend so we can get some more information to him so he can. He got it in a. He'll explain it. He'll explain it better than I can. Anyway, Franco Fiore, happy Tuesday, Bashers. Happy Tuesday to you. Great to see you in the room, Franco Fiore. Thank you so much. Grazie mille. Glenn Parker, evening all or morning, depending where you are in the world. Let's consider it a review to remember that people could be in a different part of the world. I always forget that, and I'm always reminded of it. And thanks. Melly C is here. Hey, darling. Howard, Mork, and Mindy. Happy Speedy Tuesday, Dirk, and all the Bastards in her signature purple. Thank you, darling. Mr. Bad Guys, greeting bastards, one and all. Don't forget to vote, like, and to subscribe, Mr. Bad Guys. You're one hell of a bastard, Mr. Bad Guys. And you've got some pictures in the gallery, too. Thanks so much. Hitesh C is saying, don't forget to upvote, and happy Speedy Tuesday. And look who's here. Whoop, whoop, the whoop, whoop man himself, Dave Fitzsimons. You've got a picture in here too, don't you? You too. Well, we had a lot of emails this weekend, which was great. You had some great ideas about stuff. I love that you guys have ideas for the show because I'm always looking for a new thing, a new pitch, a new, something to make it more fun, more exciting, more inclusive. Sometimes I can go off on a tangent and maybe it'll bore the shit out of you. I do plan on doing a bash about this week. I'm all juiced up. I have my gear all ready to go and all my extra batteries, my big giant monster battery ready to go. And you just got to let me know where you want me to go. I'll put a poll up, a new poll, because I like doing polls. They're fun now that I can do stuff like that. I'll put it up today. And how about today in the chats, you guys write the top places you want me to go in New York, and I'll put them in the poll. And then the best one wins. How about that? That's a deal? Deal. It is Mart and Bronson. Look at you. Happy Speedy Tuesday, folks. Vote, upvote, upvote, and enjoy the chat. I had one of those things. Where are they? You can always tell when Dirk is on drugs. He had one of these awake caffeine, the Dana O'Malley chocolates. Only because I took Rose shopping today, and it's involved. And when I got home kind of late and did a bit of shopping, and I made a veggie burger, and it kind of knocked me out. Does anybody else get the afternoon sleepies when they eat? I haven't had any blood tests in a while. I know I need to go see a doctor and have all that, just make sure I'm not riddled with cancer. But when I eat, I almost always need to take a nap. I just feel really, really tired. I just think my sugar just goes, who knows? And Richard's in the room. No way would our boy Jimmy Bond be a one-watch guy. Well, he hasn't been so far. I mean, what has Daniel Craig's been wearing? Planet Oceans. He wore Aquaterra. Of course, the Seamaster, the No Time to Die edition, which everybody went crazy. One of the biggest sellers obviously they've had how many iterations of that watch at this point? It's getting ridiculous. Here's a purist, Nathaniel Hannon, and he's an Omega guy. He's got Rolex too. $1.99 beauty show. I think Bond should wear Fleming's 1016 Explorer. I mean, I know. I mean, I would probably go if they were to lose the Omega thing. Because listen, here's my opinion on why Rolex will never return to James Bond. I don't think Rolex is interested in any way, shape, or form. I think they know they're in the books. I think that they feel that other brands have had their turn at bat. And the other thing is, I don't think Rolex is willing to spend the money on they don't have to. They just don't have to. It's like think about the biggest brands in the world and their advertising. Rolex, which is a registered charity, the Hans Wilsdorf Foundation, They don't have to pay tax in their home country of Switzerland, even though they're originally an English brand. I don't think they're ever going to pay for it, but they want money. Those James Bond movies have gotten so expensive to produce. No Time to Die cost about $300 million. Now, anybody who's involved in the film world or anybody who knows about filmmaking or is in the arts, they know that budgets are commensurate with what things cost in making movies. Now, here's my big question, and this is a serious one. For example, as a musical artist, when I was young, major label record budgets were about anywhere from $100,000 to 200. If you were a big band, you spent a lot more. Now, that was, man, these tons and tons of these sea boats are going, the seaplanes are going past today. Must be a low ceiling because I live right next to the East River. That was because recording was really, really super duper expensive. It was because tape, it was expensive. Recording on these big consoles was expensive. The studios were expensive. Orchestras, all that stuff was expensive. Of course, now anyone can make a record in their basement, in their room. Digital changed the entire world. Recording digitally is so much cheaper than it is doing it on tape. Now, film, some people still use for film. Spielberg, Tarantino, Scorsese, mostly. The Batman guy, Chris, I can't remember anybody's names. There's about 5-6 guys that are purists that refuse to shoot on digital because they don't like the way it looks. Digital's getting way better looking. Sometimes you can't tell the difference. Bush and I are big film fans. Paul's a big film. We like the way film looks. It's the way I like when you used to see ADD, DDD on the back of a record, digital, analog. Why aren't films getting cheaper to make when computers make movies? So instead of having casts of extras of thousands, you can digitally recreate them. Everything can be done digitally now. You're recording on a digital medium, on a hard drive. You no longer need to buy all that tape. You just have something that can just record infinitely. That's cheaper too. Special effects, that's probably where the money comes in. Special effects have gotten to the point where you're not using ILM anymore. You're not using Industrial Light and Magic or a lot of these houses. You're using small, independent guys and girls like you or me who started their own film VFX companies. VFX has gotten a lot cheaper. Why are these movies costing $300 million? Why? Anybody in the room that knows? Tell me why. Tell me why. Why are these movies so pricey? Tell me why. I owe you money. Here you go. Boom. I owe you a big bang, bang, bang. Let's go with the mini super chat. Bang. Thank you, kind sir. Dean says, Dirk, yes, I noticed it. I noticed it right before I started the show. Thanks so much. And it was such a good thumbnail too. What a shame. Dirk, you spelled classic Bashers wrong. Should be. I know. I spelled it with 1 C. I saw it just as I was going live. I was like, too late for me to change it. I'll change it for the permanent thumbnail. But thanks, Dean. And I did see it. It's funny. Douglas Smith says, no way Bond wouldn't have had a Panerai at some time. Dear Douglas Smith, hi, how are you? Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. Great to see you here. I don't know. Why would he have a Panerai? Tell me your reasons. Was he in the Italian military? What is it about Panerai? Big fan here. What is it about Panerai that you think that he would be there? I would love to know. Let us know. That's why we're here to chit chat. Republic 73. Hey, I love all these new people in the room. Everybody, hey, great to see you. Bond is a Navy man. Surely he would wear a diver. Now that's the big question. That's obviously why he's always worn a diver. So you couldn't have nailed it better. Obviously, he doesn't wear Speedmasters because they're not made to go into the ocean or to any kind of water. I wouldn't even take a shower with my Speedmaster. Why would you? However, there are variations of Speedmasters that are waterproof, like the 57. There's a couple. So what do you think? I mean, they're not divers, right? But that's the reason why he's always worn a diver. That's true. But when he goes out and he's wearing a white dinner jacket, like I put on my pick for James Bond, and this is going to be a big thing today. I want to talk about this guy who I did not know about, who, holy shit, I discovered who should be James Bond. I found him. I'm tired of them taking this long. No Time to Die was finished in 2019. That's 5 years ago. 5 years ago. That's as long ago as the last time Hitman played in Europe, which is feels like a lifetime ago. Dear Barbara Broccoli. We'll get to that segment in a second. There's a lot of chats here. I don't want to miss it. I don't want to miss a thing. Thank you so much for that, Republic 73 and Douglas Smith, and welcome to the chats. Welcome to the chats. Daniel Gutierrez is here. Bashers. Happy Speedy Tuesday, everyone. Great to see you in the room. Look at you with your illuminated Speedmaster, looking great. Glenn Parker says it is because he was a Navy commander. Correct. Everybody got the magic question. Daniel says, sorry, did they name a new James Bond? They have not, but I found the guy. I know who the guy is now. I found him because I'm tired of these politically correct choices. He's going to be a girl. He's got to be a British dude. Okay. I wouldn't have minded Idris Elba. I like him. However, he's too old. 20 years ago, he might have been a thing, but he's no good. He's too old. He's in his 50s. James Bond, when they cast him, he has to be up and ready for 4 to 5 films to be James Bond. So they have to cast a guy who's under 40. So they have longevity out of him. So they can create this thing. I found the guy. Who's the perfect age. He's British. He's tall. He's handsome. Kyle D's here. They will never give up Bond or the Olympics. Yeah, I guess they will. I hope that they don't. I'm the biggest Omega guy in the world. I love. I do have a little soft spot though for canon. So if it happened, it happened. Kyle D also says The Spy Who Loved Me is decent. Great song. I wasn't looking. Somehow you found me. Great song. It's guys being guys. Yeah, guys being guys. You're back here. It's been a long time. I was chatting so much. You guys talk about the whole Entourage thing. It's my guilty pleasure. I put it on when I'm having a sandwich or I don't want to flip around and look for a show forever. I just put that on. I know I'm going to enjoy it. I know I'm going to laugh. Kyle D says Barbara Broccoli is an idiot. I hate that woman. I don't know her, so I can't say, but she doesn't seem like she's fun at parties. Glenn Parker, should they do a remake of all the Bond films? No, I don't think that they should. No. They have, you know how long it took them to get the rights to Casino Royale because there was a guy during Thunderball. I never remember his name because he's a bad actor. And I don't mean actor and he's a thespian. He's a bad person. He somehow got a hold of the rights to Casino Royale. That's why they never were able to produce Casino Royale, but it was made into that parody film with David Niven and a lot of stupid stuff. So, also the remake of Thunderball was Never Say Never Again. That was outside of the James Bond canon. And that was James Bond gone rogue when Sean Connery decided to come back as Bond, even though Roger Moore was Bond. It was a payday. He took it. That's a shame. Daniel Gutierrez says, what happened to Fashion Police yesterday? Missed you guys. I'm so sorry we weren't here yesterday, but listen, watch Fashion Police is only doable when all 3 of us are available to do the show. And yesterday, Ush was involved with doing a taping. So, hey, Carolyn Martin, 1999. Is that in Lira? Ciao, Bella. She's in Italy right now. She's got pictures for us. Hey, Carolyn, you want to join the show? Hold on a second. Let me, she's around. Oh, there she is. Let me give you a big super chat. Let's give you that. I'm just throwing Carolyn Martin an invite because she claimed she was going to jump on the show the other day, but she couldn't because her internet signal was all wonked out. And that can happen. That can happen. Let me get back to the chats because there's so many in here today. And I want to make sure I can get to them all. Blues Dog 64. Oh, look at that beautiful pup. I want to give that big sloppy kiss. Not a fan of the more years. Connery is my number one with a Craig close second. I am exactly where you are. Connery is number one, and Craig is a very close second. I agree. Now, I was not a big fan of the casting of Daniel Craig when it went down. I was furious because I wanted Adrian Paul from Highlander, the series, to be James Bond. He's handsome. He's Scottish. He's master of martial arts and all kinds of combat. Couldn't have been a better perfect. He looks like Sean Connery. He's got a great voice, and he was in consideration, and they just didn't go for him. That drove me bananas. I know. Dan says maybe a remake of the Sean Connery ones. I think we should leave the Sean Connery ones alone. You know why? They're perfect. Mike Lewis says Bond and Omega is like Olympics and Omega, great relationship. Yeah, I don't think Omega could afford, and they've got Swatch Group money, so I don't think they could afford to lose that, and I don't think that they should, and Rolex will never pay for it, and that franchise will only take whoever writes them the biggest fucking check. So if they, hey, you know what? I just hope that Swatch doesn't do something stupid and say, hey, why don't you put a moon swatch or a Blancpain or one of their collaboration watches on there. Don't do that to James Bond. Don't do it to James Bond. Like I did not care for when Javier Bardem hit on James Bond either. And then he said, "What makes you think this would be the first time?" I was like, "Don't manipulate us like that. Don't do that. You know what? Listen, James Bond. I don't need James Bond to be bisexual or up for the rides. I don't need that. Nobody needs that. Who do they think they're appeasing with that kind of chitter chatter? Who is that for? Who in the world? Somebody with a fucking picket sign, you know? That's why I don't like parades, and I've never been to fucking Pride and none of that shit because I don't care. I really don't. Just whatever. How did I get on that? Jeez, I don't know. Hitesh C. Thanks, Dirk. Just grouting my bathtub. Well, hey, I did that this year. And if anyone knows about my tutor, email me, I guess, through Dirk. Yeah, send it to me at basherdirk@gmail.com. That's basherdirk@gmail.com. I'll show the pictures. We'll talk about it extensively, Hitesh, and we'll see what we can get out of that, pal. Hitesh C. also says Statue of Liberty. I haven't been there yet on the Bash About. So, okay, Statue of Liberty. Good. Glenn Parker, why not the others? Yeah, there's plenty of others. Dean says, Dirk, you getting old. You bet. That's what it is. Why I fall asleep. I need a nap after lunch. After the lady brings me my lunch. CW Watch Enthusiast. Hey, Dirk and the Bashes. I hope you are all well. Working the night shift tonight. It's the night shift. Oh, yeah. On the night shift. The Dark Side of John Cafferty, the Beaver Brown. I didn't catch it the other day. That was a huge hit here in the United States. You'll catch up with the show afterwards. We've got some pictures. We get to see some pictures from you tonight, which is lovely. And Chris Boyd and Poppy just popped in. They're going to have some pictures too. Here's Mart, and he says, I paid $1,000 and bought my first Omega Seamaster 300 automatic in Costco warehouse. I can't believe the prices today. Yeah, you know, they still have Omega at Costco. I'm no longer a member. I have been on several occasions, but you know what they did? They started like switching their credit cards around. And here's a very funny story about Costco. So I went in there with my Costco membership a long time ago. This is when Dane and Emmett still living there. She had a car. I don't drive. So she goes, you want to go to Costco? I was like, yeah, great. I have a membership. So I filled up my basket. She filled up her basket. You know, they have kids. So she's got her basket full of stuff, and we're on different lines because we want to get out at the same time. And I gave her my card, and I had two of them. You know, we have your little card with your picture that looks like, it was taken in a Dugura type from 1853. And So she goes, Dirk, 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 Dirk. They won't let me check out because they say I'm not a member. And I go, what do you mean you're not a member? And they're like, Mister, your name is on the card. She can't buy here. And I said, excuse me, madam. That is my ex-wife and the mother of my children. We are shopping for my family to make sure that they have food in their stomachs. How dare you? Let me see a manager. Goes, oh, no need to do that. No need to do that. And she ran away. If you're a bitch. Anyway, she got her stuff. Costco. I used to go in there all the time and look at all the watches. And that was before I like kind of gave a shit because we're talking about 10 years ago. I didn't really, I knew about basic stuff, not that much. Scotty Love. They call him Scotty Love. He's in the room tonight. Number 34. Howdy, MFers. Great to see you in the room. Daniel Gutierrez, Glenn Parker, Craig Too Soon, maybe others, but never liked any of the. Me neither. I'm with you. Me too. Yeah. I mean, Daniel Craig, man. He did it right. Rolex left Formula One too. Maybe they need the money. They don't need any money. They don't have to pay any taxes. They're 100% profit. I mean, they have to give some money away, right? They have to do that. My school friend back in London says Mike Lewis. Hey, Mike Lewis was the production manager in the last Bond film, Marke Tildesley. Yeah, maybe she could find out. Look who's back in the room. Wayne Grove's been so long. It's been such a long time. Guess I should be going. Yeah. You have to go with the times, Nathaniel. It should be a Rolex, though. There you go. They're just going to go, thank you, Christopher Nolan. I can never remember his name. I'm very hit or miss on his movies. Like, I didn't care about those Batman movies. I loved Interstellar. I loved, I don't know. What else did he do? He did a bunch. I put a YouTube link in the chat. It's not showing up. Is it getting wrenched? You put a link in the YouTube chat. Well, I'm not doing it. You put a link. You know what? I think you have to have a link in order to, I think you have to have a wrench in order to show. Do me a favor, Scotty Love. Can you put the link in a brand new chat so I don't have to go looking for it? That would be great. The Intrepid. I could certainly go there. You guys want to see the Intrepid? Easy peasy lemon squeezy. I could totally do it. So far, I got Statue of Liberty and the Intrepid, and maybe both in one day. Rolex is probably more interested to, and when, if we go back to the moon, they let the ball out and let her speed gun. Well, they failed. It wasn't a matter of whether or not they could get in there. They actually failed. They totally weren't allowed to do it. Richard Smegma says, you're going to say Theo James. I am not. I am not going to say Theo James. Mr. Bad Gas Bond would crush a Speedy on alligator for formal occasion. Plus, working a watch change into a scene would be great for a Meg. I agree. Rolex is not interested. They're just not interested. Just totally. Hey, heavy driver, keep driving on down the road. Where's Negroni Wrench? He was tops only Friday. I don't know. No idea. Hey, heavy driver, great to see you in the room. Let's give you this. Hey, Nicholas Capone. Hi, Dirk. I hope Seiko will be the James Bond brand again. Could happen. It all depends. If they write the check, I bet it is. It's possible. Statue of Liberty, 10th that. Okay, everybody's saying that they want that Statue of Liberty. Okay, that might be the winner. I'll put the poll up anyway. In No Time to Die, there was a line 007. It was just a number. In No Time to Die, there was a line 007 was just a number. Well, Letitia James, that was her name. She got the designation because they thought he was dead and they just recycled his number, right? Or as Danny Gutierrez would say, who cares? I don't care. Who cares? Who cares? I mean, who cares? Who cares who James Bond is? You know what? I saw these great watches. They were in Macy's. They were called David Starr brand. They were gold-filled or gold. They were gold, and they were beautiful. They had like a very delicate bracelet on them. I liked the two-tone, and they were $129.95. And they said it was a sale. That was the great. How about that? The James Bond person could wear this. Why spend all that money when he could just go to Macy's? I mean, who knows? Who knows? Who knows? Dean with the $4 super sticker. What are we going to give you for that? So many choices. Let's go. That's great. So, okay, I'm going to tell you who my pick is. And you guys have no idea who he is. You have absolutely no idea, right? But I'm going to show you who he is. His name is Joshua Sasse. This is who the guy I want. I'm going to show you his picture in a minute, right? His name is Joshua Sasse. And this guy, he's the son of Dominic Sasse, who is also a poet, and Mary Rosalind Macaulay. He has an older sister, Lydia Sasse, was raised Roman Catholic, has Irish, Welsh, Scottish, Indian, and Jewish ancestry. His maternal great-grandfather was William Berry, 1st Viscount Camrose. He has royalty, British royalty in his blood. His dad died very young, though. He is 6 feet tall. He is how old? How old is this guy? He is 35 years old. Perfect for, he was involved with Australian singer Kylie Minogue, and they were engaged, but they broke it off. But he has since married Louisa Ainsworth in 2018. They have 3 children, Dominic and Delilah. And so you saw him in that. I made that picture in the thumbnail today, which I will fix. But let me get a shot of this guy so you know what he looks like. I had a picture before. It was really good. Hold on a second. I had it. Well, I'll just go in here and then you guys can look at all that stuff. I'll pull up pictures. It'll be easier if I do it that way. This guy is amazing. He's a Shakespearean actor, trained in Shakespeare. Let me get rid of those banners. Thank you. And I will present the pictures. Okay. There he is. Look at this guy. He's brooding. Look at those. He's got dark green eyes. This guy is absolutely beautiful. He's tall. He's muscular. He's got a hairy chest like Sean Connery did. We've had too many smooth Bonds. He looks to be like a little bit like he's losing his hair a bit, which is very James Bond, Daniel Craig, Sean Connery. He grows the sickest beard you've ever seen in your entire life. Can we get rid of this picture already? Why does that one keep coming up? Stop. Look at this guy. Perfect guy. He's built like a brick shit house. I'll show you in a second. Let's see. There was like an amazing shot of him before. Can I just X out of this? Because I'm sick of seeing that picture. Where is it? There was an amazing shot of him. He was in some musical show. You Brits might know who he is more than anybody else. Okay, look at this. This guy's perfect. Here he is with Kylie Minogue. Sick beard. Shakespearean actor. Let me get a clean-cut shot of him because he's often got a beard. Because if you grew a beard that well, why wouldn't you keep it? Yeah, look at this guy. Boom. James Bond all over him. Square jaw. Might have a little bit of help in the hairline department, but so many stars do. This is the guy. He's not very well known, which is exactly what the producers like. Look at this guy. Okay, look at this guy. Great jaw, great 5 o'clock shadow. Apparently, Vinnie Jones doesn't like him though. That's distressing because I love Vinnie Jones. This guy, look at that beard, is nuts. Looks kind of like Joseph Fiennes a wee bit. Let me see. Joshua Sasse tuxedo. Yeah, this guy is dapper as hell. Really tall. There he is with Kylie. She's 20 some odd years older than him. Look at this suit on this guy. Look at this. Yeah, look at that. Look at that double-breasted Savile Row action he's got going on there. This guy would win at, look at that. Look at that. He would win on Watch Fashion Police for sure. Somehow I disappeared because I was doing all this backwards and forward shit. Yeah. Everybody's digging him because I found him. Barbara Broccoli and Michael G. Wilson, you guys need to get a hold of this guy right away. Let me share a little bit more. We got a little bit of time. We have a lot of cool pictures for you on the gallery, but I want to look at this. Ready for this? Look at this action. Oh, come on. Don't do that to me. Don't give me a low res shite. His sartorial. Look at this guy. He's perfectly young enough. He's got a big wrist. I saw it. Oh, wait. You know what he's got? You know what he wears? Shit. Can I find that picture right now? Am I scrolling around like a lunatic? He wears he wears a Planet Ocean. Can I find that picture? Let's see if I can find it. One moment, please, for an operator that can assist you. I'll say Joshua Sasse. Sasse. Omega. Let's see. He's got a picture of him and a dog. Where's the picture of him with a watch? I saw him with an Aquaterra, and I saw him with a Planet Ocean, and I've seen him with the Planet Ocean a couple of times. PLANETOCEAN. Let's see. I'm not going to be able to find it now, but if you look him up here, look at this guy's face. Ready? Boom. Look at that guy. That guy needs to be. That's James Bond. That's like young Connery. Look at the thick eyebrows, the slightly receding hairline, just like Daniel, just like Sean Connery. He's got a little bit of a slight clef. This guy could beat the living shit out of you. He's deadly and dangerous looking. He's tall. He's tall. He's like 6'1" and built like a brick shit house. Let me see. Ready for this? Why not? How gay was that? Sasse shirtless. Ready for this guy? This guy could totally be James Bond. Just like Sean Connery. Look at that. Looking good. I know Carolyn. This is Carolyn's type. Right? Where is he? He's dangerous looking. That's a good looking man. This guy should totally be James Bond. Should that guy not be James Bond? Perfect. Does he have a pierced ear? I hope not. Joshua Sasse. That's my pick, ladies and gentlemen. He looks like Sean Connery. Hardcore Shutterbug says Kennedy, Dirk Kennedy. So, guys, that's my pick for James Bond. He already wears Planet Oceans and he wears Aquaterras, and he's handsome, he's tall, he's rugged, he's British, he's got Irish blood, Scottish blood, and he's a Shakespearean trained actor. And nobody really knows who this guy is. Nobody knew who Daniel Craig was. He was in Layer Cake. Nobody knew who he was. Then now they're talking about Tom Hiddleston, who's so skinny and fey and can't be James Bond. James Bond needs to be a killing machine. He needs to be a killer with the ladies and a killer with the gents. Come on the street. Amazing. Daniel says, yeah, that guy is Bond, man. See? Christ, that bloke looks evil, Dirk, says Richard. Yeah, he does. Indeed. Mr. Becker, Dirk is drooling. Can't blame you, man. No, believe me, that's a good-looking dude. For sure, you know. And listen, you don't have to be on either side of the train tracks to decide whether a man is good looking. What I want in James Bond, I want him to be dark, handsome, tall, and look like a killing machine. Daniel Craig was none of those things, but somehow he was just great because he was such a good actor. Daniel says you could see that guy ordering a martini. I thought they had the kick-ass guy tag. Yep, that guy. You know why they didn't get that guy? Because he talks like this. He's got a really high voice and you can't really work it out. Could you imagine? Bond. James Bond. They couldn't hire that guy. That guy's terrible. JHB with $9.99. Looks a lot like Sean. Thanks, Dirk. You bet. You bet. Let's kill you with a giant bat. Fassbender's too old. I love Michael Fassbender, but he's great. I just watched that Alien Covenant. I didn't hate it. I really didn't hate it. Far Away, So Close. One of my absolute favorite U2 songs of all time. Canadian, $6.99. Like the pick. Good call. You heard it here first. Let's wrap this up, kids. He's perfect. He's a nice guy. He was engaged to Kylie Minogue. Then they didn't get married. He wound up marrying this lovely woman, and he kind of quit acting for a couple of years, and he came back. He had raised a family. He's got 3 kids now, so he's a lovely bloke. He's English. He's everything we want in James Bond. I just don't know if they know who he is. Don't think they know who he is. Anyway, that's my story. Far away, so close. Thank you so much for that. Let's start out with Andrew Wolkowicz, and I still have no idea why my things are not showing up. When I go into my Gmail, and that's like the lifeblood of this show, man, is me knowing which emails have pictures, and I don't know why. I'll figure it out, but like I had to figure it out in 2 minutes, and I couldn't, and that drove me bananas. Andrew Wolkowicz with the kids on a bed. Hey, kids. Looking cute. Hey, babies. Look at you. I can't believe that blanket still exists, buddy. That's amazing that it still exists. Incredible. I thought that they would have destroyed it by now. Oh, don't tell me. Yeah, don't do that to me. Hitesh C. Okay, here's the watch. Ready? I found it at a clock store in the mall that I used to work at. He sold vintage grandfather and mantle clocks. I can pull this in. I actually went in during a coffee break and asked if he had any old Omegas. That's what I would ask. Or Rolex. He said, this just came in and most likely it will sell and get sent to China, of course, because they want everything. At the time, 2017, 2018, we had a lot of offshore money. Okay, great. He wanted $850. I gave him 700 CDN Canadian. So let's look at this. Ready? Here's the watch. That's real. That's the old Tudor movement. I actually looked it up. I forget what the number was off the top of my head. But this is it taken apart. He's under the impression that maybe, perhaps, even the case is off. I don't know how true that could be. But here's the dial, and that is the old Tudor logo before they got the shield. Shock resisting. I could not find this dial on the internet. I tried. I could not. If anybody wants to grab a screenshot and see if they can find it, because we're trying to hunt this down. I want to make sure we figure out exactly how it's going to work out. But see, there it is. That's where the serial number should be, and it is not. It is not. See, not there. Not there. But thank you, Hitesh. You the man. You the man, Hitesh C. Is that more shots? No, the same ones. Okay. Make sure I just don't show the same things, because now I can't see who's got pictures and who doesn't. This is beautiful. This is from Ken. This is number 2 post. World War Sealand, godchild of IWC, half-sibling to Invicta, separated at birth. That's a beautiful dial. I love these with the Chemin de Fer. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. I love old watches. The Inca block. Nice. Beautiful. I would love to see this on like a wristwatch revival, like Marshall get a hold of that and polish that bitch up. It looks great. Beautiful. Thanks, Ken. I just realized what I just did. Guys. The Gallery of Bashtards. Send me the shots. The sublimely absurd. The Gallery of Bashtards. You share them with me, and I share with the world. I apologize for not doing the theme song for the Gallery of Bastards. What's wrong with me? Oh my God. What didn't I show you? Dean says, can we see it? Can you see what? What didn't you see? Did I not pull up? I did, right? I pulled it up. Tell me what I didn't pull up. This is, of course, the incomparable Eazy-E on the show with his flowers. Beautiful. Look at that. Okay, so this is problem. See that? There we go. That's the way we're gonna have to do it. Just the one flower today? Okay, thanks, buddy. See, now what happens is I can't scroll through the pictures. I'll figure it out by tomorrow's show. But it is kind of distressing that I can't do it the way I always did do it, which is really annoying. Okay, so good. This is going to rock your socks off. You guys ready for this? If it's Tuesday, it's time for a 1967 Speedmaster with ostrich strap and deployant clasp. Guys, read them and weep. This is just like, oh, Jesus Christ almighty and heavens of God above. I mean, oh, James, Jesus. Oh, this is so beyond. I mean, when you're a Speedmaster fan, a 67. I mean, my God, look at this monster. Perfection on your wrist. Perfection. Is there anything better than that? I mean, Speedmasters to me are the Pam Anderson or the whoever your fantasy chick of the 70s was. That's what this is to me. This is just, I mean, I don't know what else to say, buddy, but legend. Legend. You're an absolute legend, Mr. Culver. Incredible. 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 Then we've got, oh, good. Oh, hey. Oh, this is from Scott. Ready? On this day a few years ago, after a month of unimaginable loss, we lost Cookie too. This is going to make me sad. Here we go. This is his baby, Cookie. Let's all raise a toast to the Cookie, because we all have been there. And we know what it feels like. Here's to you, Cookie. You beautiful baby. The worst. Oh, princess. Incredible. Don't make me cry. I could watch 50 people get shot in the face on TV or in a movie. But one dog can't deal with it at all. Here's some beautiful shots from Dearest Julian of his photography in and around London town. This is all his beautiful architectural stuff. Isn't this absolute? You guys know what that is, right? You gotta be crazy. You gotta have a real need. That is now apartments, shopping mall. Incredible. Wow, isn't that beautiful? I love the treatment that he does. You should have worked for Hypnosis or Storm Thurgeson back in the day. You would have got all the album covers, Julian. This is beautiful stuff. I don't know how he does this. I don't know. He's an old-fashioned guy. He's not like one of these, Instagram hipsters. He's doing this on his own for the most part. Beautiful. I mean, that place is nuts. I've only ever seen it from afar. Now you can go in there and shop and eat, which is crazy. Look at that. Wow. Outrageous, Julian. Thank you, Kitty. Thank you for that. What's the name of that place? I always forget the name of it. It's the the station. What is the name of the station? Jesus Christ. He didn't mention the name of it. And I always forget what it is. You guys tell me. You guys know what the name of it is. I always forget the name of that. Battersea. Correct. Thank you, Gobbersea. Thank you so much. Gobbery. Thank you. Battersea. Correct, Amundo. Carolyn Martin won for the Bashers. Oh, with a whole bunch of pictures of Carolyn Martin's holiday. While she isn't live on the show, she's here anyway. Okay, let's get this going. I'm not going to tell you where she is. Let's just say she's in Cinque Terre. Look at this beautiful stuff. Oh, pretty. She's on a merry-go-round. Merry-go-round and round, merry-go-round and round. This scared the shit out of me because I was like, oh my God, I've never seen anybody put their watches down on the crown. And then I took a picture on the crown. Beautiful. Beautiful. She said, this is for all the Bashers. That's what it says under this picture. She's lighting a candle for all the Bashers. We love you, Carolyn. Thank you so much. Nothing like a church. There's one on every block pretty much in Italy. Thank you, darling. Thank you for that. Grateful as always. Let's see. Is there a picture there? This is from James. This is the back side. He wants to show you the back of the clasp on his Speedy 321. Absolutely incredible. Beautiful. Beautiful. Who doesn't love it? Who doesn't love a Speedy deployant? I mean, I don't know who makes that one because it's very cool looking, but I don't know what it is. Because there was no such thing back then. That came later on, much later on. Phil Evers. Enclosed is the mini city of El Dorado, trapped inside my Hesselite sandwich Apollo. And there's also Crumpet. Now, Crumpet's a superstar on the show. You guys have all met Crumpet. And people have actually wrote me saying Crumpet is adorable. Look at this adorable kitty cat. Oh my God, it's enough. Melly C, are you just dying? Can you take it? And here it is. Beautiful. Look at that. Absolutely gorgeous. Look at that. Oof. Man. Beautiful. That's just too much. Too much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for the watch and Crumpet, Phil. Thank you so much. Ken Furby. This is okay. So here we go. Here's the story. Ready? And he said, if it's too long, I'm going to read it to you. Okay. Dear Dirk, remember that. My dad was called Ted. This was his watch. It's not a special Omega, but well over 60 years old, 32 millimeters across and barely working. Tiny on a man with strong giant hands and wrists. What is special about it is the dial, which is covered in the dirt and soot from 50 years of hard graft in a small engineering company owned by him called Elf Electronic. The workshop is dark, noisy, and scary. He worked long, grueling hours. I keep it to remind me of the hard life and the work that he had to endure so that I can enjoy a comfortable, financially secure life now. Thank you, Dad. I love you and miss you every day. Your loving son, Ken. P.S. I did not join the family business. I can't even change a light bulb. He was very relieved. That's beautiful, Ken. And here's the watch. And we should have a little conversation about this because I'm going to look it up. Because it's hard to tell exactly what these are. And, Omega's kind of my ballpark. However, here it is. So this, I couldn't immediately tell what this is. I'm going to guess that this watch is early 50s. I'm gonna guess it's a bumper movement, maybe a 521. But I'm gonna deep dive and investigate. Do you have any of the paperwork on it, Ken? And if you do, let me know. You probably don't, but it's got these really straight, the old style lugs. But it's a beauty. There's no writing on here to be discerned whatsoever, but that's just from the work. I'd love to see what the movement is. I'm sure it's an old bumper movement. It's probably if it's not a bumper, then it's a manual, and it might be. That crown is very telling there. But I'll get to the bottom of that. What a beautiful watch, what a beautiful story, what a beautiful man. And share a picture of your dad. Do you have a picture of him ever wearing this watch? Because we'd love to see it. We'd love to see it. What a beautiful tribute, and thank you so much. That's what the Bashers are all about, pal. And you are certainly a Basher Supreme. Thank you for that. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Carolyn Martin saying, just beautiful. This is her rubbing an Italian sunset into, she's rubbing it. Look at that. But she's got a little bit of Rolex-y loom going on there, a little GMT action. Very nice. Thank you, Carolyn, darling. I haven't seen a European sunset in quite a while. It's been so long. Here's Melly C with some Mindy Mindful Madness. Get ready, because I know you guys can't take it when she does this. There's nothing cuter than when kitty cats are being fresh. It's Mindy. Mindy enjoying the sun. Oh God. When they do, they hang like marsupials. So cute. I just can't take it. Amazing. Beautiful. Beautiful. Oh. She's probably like, "Whoa, yeah, there's the sassy face." With her little pink nose. Superstar. Absolute superstar. Thank you so much. We love all the pictures. Where's Mork? Was he feeling jealous and weird? Hey, Becky Brown's back in the room, and she sent us a whole bunch of pictures. And I think you guys will enjoy it. She's in India right now in her beautiful travels. Let's have a look-see at some Seiko action. Beautiful. As you know, she does a lot of reporting from us from other parts of the world, and she shows us some beautiful dials. Seiko with this gorgeous Presage dial. Look at that. Amazing. Ooh, look at that. It's a whole litany of gorgeous Seikos. Wow. Oh, is it Tissot PRX in that beautiful green, electric green? Oh, look at that. The Lodi Powermatic 80. Nice, very classy, very nice for an evening out. Is that diamonds? Is that in the chemin de fer? Or is that just the beautiful waffle dial? Wow, I love waffle dials. And a G-Shock. Why not? G-Shock. G-Shocks galore. You guys like G-Shocks? I have my G-Shock somewhere. My G-Shock, courtesy of Mr. McDonkey. Thank you. That's part 1. She's got part 2. I will get to it in a moment. From Becky Brown. Where you been, Becky Brown? Great to see you. Thank you for remembering to share your travels. Longines. We all love Longines. Beautiful. That's beautiful. Look at that with the step dial. I love Longines. I want to get a Longines. One of these days I'll get a Longines. They're beautiful. Look at that. Oh, that's cool. That's really cool. That bezel is very Rolexy, though, isn't it? I love that strap. I love this combination. The numbers are very big on there. Very cool. What model is this? Oh, I don't know. Two-tone. Oh, wow. It's for the ladies. Fancy. Beautiful. Thank you so much. Great to see you, Becky Brown. Thank you so much for those. Always great to have your input in the Gallery of Bastards. Grateful. And here's Chris Boyd and Poppy. Little carpet fun. Playing with the ball on the carpet. Oh, that's just one picture. Oh, okay. Oh, Poppy, we love you. Thanks, pal. We love Poppy. She's in the Pantheon of Stars. That's amazing. Great. Thank you, gang. Thank you so much. That's the Gallery of Bastards.
The Gallery of Bastards. Send me the shots, the sublime leaves the Gallery of Bastards. You share them with me, and I share with the world.
Far away, so close. We got to you, Des Farrow. Great choice, but I think Mr. Bond has finished. Different time now. Nah. What comes around goes around. You know, what are we going to have him doing? Smoking medical marijuana in his dispensary or shopping for organic peanut butter? No, James Bond needs to light up a Marlboro or a fucking John Player Blue. He needs to have whiskey, and he needs to go bang that blonde at the end of the bar. Because people really do that in real life. And we need to stop being so sensitive. James Bond is not a politically correct. He's a freaking murderer. He's got a license to kill. So screw that. I want James Bond back. And I don't want James Bond to sleep with men. It's not necessary, people. So ridiculous. Kick-Ass Guy was a bit Larry in Bullet Train, which was Pony. I couldn't get through Bullet Train. I couldn't watch it. It just felt like a video game to me. I didn't like it. Guys like James Bond. My name is Bond. James Bond. Would never work. Never. Danny Gutierrez says, the Gingledurkus. 20th Century Boy says, very decent pick. Thank you. This guy, how the hell did it happen? I saw a movie poster on Netflix, and I thought he was a bit of a ride, so I clicked to see who he was, and I was like, "Oh shit, look at that guy! He's got big hairy paws on him," and then he had an old Planet Ocean on, and I was like, "Oh shit, this guy!" And then I was like, "Look at him!" I was like, "He looks like a young Sean Connery," because Daniel Craig has these crystal blue eyes. Sean Connery had dark brown eyes. Pierce Brosnan had my kind of garden variety blue eyes, nothing Irish stock, the ones that okay, Irish, yeah, the stock ones you get. And Roger Moore was drunk, so that wasn't fun. Daniel says that man needs a wine. Oh, I had some wine last night. You know what? I'm sitting in my room, just sitting here. I don't know what the hell. I was just doing nothing, and I get a video from Emmett. He sends me this beautiful singer, and I type him back, and then he calls me, and he's having a wine, and Dane was on a business trip, and the kids were out. Paul's asleep. I was like, you know what? I could go for a glass of wine. Finished half the bottle. Not finished half the bottle. Drank half the bottle. We were on the phone till 3:30 in the morning on a video chat. I had a really nice night. Emmett, I love you. I had a great time. Great time. Daniel says, "Oh my God, what is Speedy about the 67 321?" I mean, makes me disintegrate. Just absolutely crazy. Animals is your favorite Pink Floyd record? I can't pick a favorite one, but I prefer The Wall over Dark Side of the Moon because there's so much variety on there. There's so much variety on The Wall. Think about it. There's disco on there. There's so much great stuff. Bob Ezrin, I love it. Yeah, I love Animals too. Definitely love it. Scotty Love says, thanks for the cookie, love, Dirk. Thanks for the candle, Miss Martin. Mwah, big kiss. Melly C says, Crumpet is gorgeous, right? Too much. Ken Furby says, no paperwork, but thank you for your interest. I'm very interested. I'd love to see a picture of your dad. It would be great. And let's keep the tributes coming, because why not? Stork says, happy cat eyes, Stork 08. Great to see you in the room. And Scotty Love says, nice tribute, Ken. Beautiful. That's what the Bashers are all about. Melly C says that Mork was hiding downstairs. Oh, Mork. Danny Gutierrez at Ken Furby. I have my dad's Omega Constellation also very close to me. Treasure those things. My dad left me nothing. My dad didn't like watches. My sister claims that he had a pocket watch, and I have no knowledge of it. I don't even remember seeing it, but it obviously wasn't his because he wasn't old enough for pocket watches. He just you'd think all those years at American Airlines that they would have given him a gold watch, right? Like a Rolex or an Omega, or I don't care. Anything, Hamilton, whatever. Hydro Conquest. Ken Furby says, thank you, guys. And Hitesh says, tribute to Ken. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Guys, you're amazing. That is the iBashers. That is the Speedy Tuesday show for today. I can't thank you all. We had a lot of people in the room tonight, a lot of great comments. You guys are amazing. Thank you, Nathaniel Hannon, Carolyn Martin, Heavy Driver, Dean, and JHB for your financial support. This is my job. I love doing it. I love being here with you every day. It is your show. I just host it. You have spoken. I'll put the poll up. Let's see who is the number. Who got in here first today? Let me see comments live. I want to make sure I get who gets Basher of the day. I think it was Andrew. Andrew was here. Andrew was here in the beginning. Is he still there? Oh, it's gone. It was there earlier. I don't know where it went. I have no idea. But it was there. I think it was Andrew was number one early. So I'll send him a Basher of the day. You guys, I'll put the poll up later on about where I'm going to go on. I'll probably do it tomorrow. It's likely it'll be tomorrow. I'll do a bash about it. If the weather looks good, I'll be out and about. Today would have been a perfect day, but I had stuff to do with Rose. Couldn't do it. So far you guys are saying the Statue of Liberty overwhelmingly, but I'll put the poll out. You guys will tell me, and then I'll go. It is my pleasure to serve you, my dearest. Thank you to everybody who was on the Gallery of Bashtards, all your beautiful pictures, your tributes to your dad, your kitty cats, and your dogs, and all your beautiful remembrances of loves here and then gone and still with us. it is so important that we touch base with the people and things we love in this life to remind us what's important, because we only go around here once, guys, and eventually, you know, one or all of us will be gone and we'll be just a memory. And let's hope we're a good memory, as Andrew always says. Be a blessing in someone's memory, because you don't want to leave a trail of shite and destruction, as so many people seem bent on doing, and that's really shitty. And Panel Power says, "Hey, Panel Power, great to see you. Thanks, Dirk. Thanks to you, buddy." Absa Umagoma, that's a good one. Ooh, that's a really, really good one. Melly C, thanks. Great show. This show works for me because I love you guys, and you guys bring so much great stuff to the table, and it's my honor and privilege to be here every single day with you. Guys, remember to hold the door open. Remember to say please and thank you, and always remember that when you encounter unkindness, you can't always be sure what that person is going through. You can't. There's no way for you to know. Something terrible could have befallen upon them, something really terrible in their life. You have no way of knowing. So what I ask you is just give people the benefit of the doubt. Let them get enough rope to hang themselves, because either they're a good person going through a bad thing, or else they're just a I'm gonna do that again, or else they're wait, I have a better one. I'll do it again. Or else they're a get the key wrong. Is that good?